Hello Pisces, my name is Tiffany from Tiffany's Tarology and it's so good to be here with you today. Today we're going to do a little special reading for the mothers. We're going to be using the Soulful Woman Oracle as well as the Elemental Empath Oracle. And we're going to be using the Little Sisters Tarot. So I wanted to tap into a lot of femininity. It doesn't mean that if you aren't a mother, you won't enjoy this message or be able to take away any information from it. But just wanted to make sure that I dive into your energy today for those of you who are mothers, those of you who desire to become mothers, those of you who have lost mothers, are grandmothers, those of you who struggle with being a mother, estranged from your mother, whatever spirit wants to come through today for you, Pisces. So we're going to dive into your oracle first. I had a couple of pre-shuffled messages. You are the sanctuary as a mother. You are the safety net. You are the builder. You're the one who is the rock. And you keep the family unit moving forward with your love, with your fierceness, with your beauty, with the way that you cultivate a home and the way that you imagine what you want your life to be like. I feel like a lot of women are the creatives within the relationship. Not always, but you bring an element of beauty into your home. You bring an element of surprise to the family. You switch things up. You tend to the sick. You carry forward the message of hope. You're there during transitions, good and bad. And there needs to be more of an emphasis placed on your wellness as well, like needing to take a little bit more time to yourself, because often there is this loss of identity that we go through as mothers. There was also a message that I was listening to yesterday about the maiden, the mother, and the crone, and the different life cycles, periods, phases that we go through as women, where we have to express those different aspects of ourselves. And you may be going through a maiden period of your life where you've yet to have kids, a motherhood portion of your life where you are a mom, or a crone where you've grown and matured and maybe have grandkids, or you've just entered your wise woman era. So we're going to dive in. All stages are beautiful. What does my Pisces collective need to know? So the first couple of cards we have is I embrace my body. The infinite self. Time of fallow. And also ageless beauty. So gorgeous. On the bottom of the deck you have loving from the inside. So let's read the descriptions on these beautiful cards. So the bottom of this card says, I honor and embrace all of my body. I am receptive to her specific needs. So Pisces, those of you who are going through transitions, again, maiden, mother to crone, right? We go through a lot of transitions with the body, the physical changes, the wrinkles, the lines, the stretch marks, the skin, can become looser. There can be changes as far as weight gain, weight loss. Our bones are changing ever so slightly, right? As we get older too. So this is a time for you to just embrace the current body that you have, the flaws, or I would say what you perceive as flaws, the energy that you hold within yourself, the strength that you have had to use to get yourself where you are. I feel like Spirit is saying to me right now, this body has gotten you to where you are today. This body has helped you to overcome obstacles. This body, for some of you, has helped bring in new life. This body has gone through a lot of trauma. I am seeing some of you have gone through sexual trauma. Some of you have gone through just emotional traumas. And there's a need to accept this body for what it is, where it is, and allow yourself to uncover the pieces of yourself that seem hidden within, and understand that this is who you were supposed to be. This is the skin that you were supposed to always love. As a kid, there was a book I really enjoyed called The Skin I'm In. And so some of you, it could be the color of your skin was always an issue for you. Maybe people said you were too light, too dark. Some of you, it's definitely coming through that you may have been kind of ridiculed. But this is a time to just embrace all of the parts of your body, your hair, your eyes, your lips, your curves, your hips, all of those things. And also to nourish the body. I'm seeing green here, so lots of fruits and vegetables, and being in an energy where you're in like this goddess energy where you're eating good, you're feeling good, you're allowing yourself to have treats and just be good to yourself. With the infinite self, I see these butterflies as transformation, right? So it says, my infinite self dwells in the sweetness of this very moment. So I see this person having gone through many transitions. I see this person having gone through many transitions of her identity. And one of the things that I have recently gone through, and I'm sure many of you have gone through, is how many different versions of self you actually will become while you're a woman on this earth, especially if you do become a mother. But regardless, there's this energy of, the young girl and maybe the young adult, the full-fledged adult, the middle-aged woman, the wise woman, all of those things as we age. There's these transformative periods of your life that you go through along the way that bring more wisdom, more beauty, more appreciation to who you are. And I see you right now going through a transition of who you may have been and trying to embrace that part of yourself, especially with the ageless beauty card when we get there. Some of you are looking in the mirror and you're seeing a different person. And some of you are liking it, some of you may not like it so much, but there's a particular energy here where spirit wants you to focus on the sweetness of this moment. You can change who you are. You don't have to be this version of yourself even in 2 weeks if you don't want to, but just appreciate who you have become right now and savor those moments, situations you've gone through, all of the relationships you've been with, all of the countless people's lives that you've touched, the transformations that you've had in your inner and outer world, and understand that you are constantly evolving as a woman and going through so many changes as we are ruled by the moon. Every new cycle of our life as we go through transition brings in this like glory, this substance to who you are. And people, as you age, really, I feel like the world begins to really appreciate women as they age. But sometimes there's also that what we feel like lack of appreciation because she isn't who she used to be, right? She isn't what she used to look like. But we begin to be honored for our wisdom and for our mind and for the sound advice and for the experiences that we've had. Your infinite self is beautiful. It is wonderful. Some of you right now, though, are going through transitions with, I feel like, mother figures. A time of fallow could be a time of falling away. So it says, creative manifestation occurs more easily when I have nurtured myself and honored my time of fallow. So are you going through this like release of who you used to be? This release of a mother figure in your life? This release of maybe a mother role? There could be kids moving out of the house. There could be mothers who have passed on. There could have been aunts or, just special and sacred connections that you've had with women who have transitioned. And I also feel the energy here of just accepting, like myself. I will use myself as an example. I'm not who I used to be. I have this, this little 10-week-old baby, and she needs so much of me that there isn't as much time for myself. I'm not the main priority anymore, right? So you go through this time of fallow where you have to kind of let go and grieve. But there's beauty in that because you then begin to embrace a new level of your life. So for some of you, it's like, wow, this is the first time that I've had to let go of my identity as being this young, child-free, person. For others of you, it is, I can't believe that I'm a single mother and there could have been changes with your relationship. For some of you, if you're introducing a new partner to your children, you're worried about, will they be accepting? Will my kids accept? There could be some of you who are going through the empty nest, or those of you who have lost a child or lost a mother. So I feel like there's this need to just embrace where you are and to let things leave the body and change as they're, as is necessary. And as you begin to look into the mirror with ageless beauty, remember how beautiful you are at every stage of your life. It says, with grace, dignity, and strength, I grow into the unique texture of my feminine soul. And so this is a reminder to yourself, no matter how old or how young you are, there's beauty within. There's such a emphasis in our current world on being young and being ageless. For some of us, we really are. Like, we don't look like we've aged a day in our life. For others, though, there's a lot of wear and tear on the body, sometimes even because of just what we've been through emotionally. But just know that you are beautiful, that you are aging gracefully. Take that time to nurture your body, your skin, and also your peace. Because a woman who is really haggard and tired is going to show that through her eyes, through her hair, through her skin, through her body. So if you can take that time to do more self-care, to look in the mirror and admire who you see, no matter what age or what phase you're going through, that's a beautiful thing. For instance, today I posted my first post with my daughter, and I said my first Mother's Day, starting off with kicks to the face. And so she's like kicking me in the face, right? Motherhood and being a woman is not always glamorous. And we need to remind people of that. There's this unspoken rule that women have to constantly be this perfect version, this beautiful version. We can't let people see us with our hair up. We can't let people see us without makeup on. We have to be manicured and pedicured, and we have to have all our hair shaved from our armpits and our legs. And how dare you have a unibrow, right? So there's also a need for you to understand that there is a beautiful authenticity that the world has tried to strip away from you. And you may never completely resonate with that version of you that everyone else wants you to be. So the point is to just be yourself. And I love how this card says the unique texture of your soul. That's a beautiful energy. Like, texture is like, there's a depth to the feeling of that woman. Let's shuffle a couple more oracle. So you have death and rebirth. That's definitely been coming up a lot for us. The integrated woman. The star divine. And honor the journey with confidence on the bottom of the deck. So with our death and rebirth card, it says, transformation, new self or cycle, release resistance. A big theme going on in our Pisces collective lately has been death and rebirth. From the death of the old self, there's this phoenix rising energy that is very cyclical. You will go through a death and rebirth of yourself many times over. But this is telling you that in this ending that you could be going through, again, there's so many different phases of your life, and I named a few earlier with the fallow card about like loss, empty nest. Maybe you've physically lost a mother, lost a child, or you're losing a sense of identity, maybe because you're becoming a new mother, or you're transitioning into more of like, see you in a year, son, see you in a couple months, daughter, because they're starting their lives. I just see you going through such a beautiful death and rebirth energy here, where you're allowing yourself to let go of the old ways of being. And also for many of you, an identity associated with the ego that no longer fits who you're becoming. Career shifting is happening a lot with Pisces. So are you changing your career and that identity? Are you allowing yourself to be a little bit softer and easier on yourself? Maybe bringing children into the home or whatever the case may be. There's this opportunity for you to embrace the changes, embrace the transformation, the new cycle that you're going through. But God is having you reflect on the fact that you are no longer the woman that you used to be. You're now this integrated version of yourself. And it says self-acceptance, integrated lessons, grounded healing. And so there's a maturity that I feel that this collective of women who are watching this video have walked into. You know who you are. You're going through deep and radical shifts and transformations, but they're just making you into a more sturdy and self-assured version of yourself. The big theme right now for Pisces with the North Node in our sign is to self-accept. And also with Saturn going into our second house of self-worth, to really find this ability to accept who we are and what we are, and to find a deeper meaning of self-love and self-appreciation without the need to receive that from external sources. Validation is within us. I just posted recently about being a recovering people pleaser. A lot of you resonated with that. This is a time that we're walking into a more confident version of ourselves. This card says, take up space, love yourself, be you, you are worthy. And these are all beautiful things to write down on a piece of paper, to write down on a mantra, to remember that you are a queen, you are beautiful, to look in the mirror every single day. And even though every day is not going to be a great day, and every day you're not going to feel confident, every day you're not going to eat perfectly or exercise like you should, maybe some days you just take it super easy. Some days you work super hard. You got to put your hair up, right? That's okay. Embrace all of the fact that this confidence has really bubbled up within you by integrating a lot of work that you've done. So if you've done womb work, if you've done inner child healing, if you've been doing things like sacred ceremonies, like sacred sexuality, things like that, to integrate who you are, if you've gone through rites of passage to become like a medicine woman, a shaman, all of those ways, you can begin to integrate into the woman you were always meant to be. Are you stepping also, a lot of my collective is, into a position career-wise, vocation-wise, that utilizes your spiritual gifts and allows you to step into your power as a woman in that way? You have the star divine. So a lot of my collective on here, we are women who are supposed to take up space, who are supposed to be sharing our gifts, sharing of our sacred knowledge. This card says inner divine, deities, guidance, clarity, and protection. So we have this connection with the divine that a lot of people can see around you. You have this light, you have this vitality, you have this wisdom, you have this old soul, no matter what age you are. And a lot of people may come to you for advice, or you are that confidant, or you are that person where they know anytime they come to you, they can have a good conversation, they can have a good meal, they can walk away feeling whole, or they just feel better. You're the rock, the sanctuary for so many people in your life. And you have the divine really rising within you. I see the 4 elements around this woman. So you are composed of earth, water, air, and fire. All of those things create this beautiful host of just energy for others to utilize. But remember to always have protective barriers, boundaries, to protect yourself from people taking too much from you. I feel like there's this star power that you have, but also you may attract, both good and bad, like a moth, to the flame. You have to mind who you're sharing yourself with, and remember to protect your energy as it is sacred. And a lot of people desire to be close and near you. Our last oracle is beautiful for those of you who are expecting or birthing new creations in your life. This card says, honor the journey. And one of the things that you go through with pregnancy, and it was such a weird feeling, and still is a weird, thought to me that I carried a human being inside of me, right? There's this inability for you to have any control over the situation. It's like you go through this creation process for 9 to 10 months. You allow the period of your life to just unfold, all the aches, the pains, the difficulty breathing, walking, sleeping, right? All of the different ways in which your body is changing, and the stretch marks, and the good days and the bad days, your attractiveness, your libido, all these things go through so much change, but you're supposed to embrace this journey. You go through like the glowing phase of the second trimester, and then you go into like this hermit mode as you're getting ready to hunker down and bring this life into your into your world. And that fourth trimester, you kind of go into the cave and you begin to nurture and mother and figure out what that part of your life looks like. So whether this is a physical child or you're birthing a creation or something new, or you're embarking on a journey in your life, Spirit says, don't rush, experience life, respect others, and allow messes. This is not supposed to be a period of your time where everything is perfect. You just need to allow yourself to be who you are. And that's all really beautiful energy here. I'm going to pull a couple of tarot cards for you and wrap up your message. This is beautiful. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles, the Strength card, the Queen of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Star, the Hermit, and the Empress. So we'll go through each of those cards and we will talk about the themes. You have the Ten of Cups on the bottom of your deck. So, Wheel of Fortune here and Four of Wands decided to make an appearance. That's beautiful. They snuck in. So bottom of the deck cards to me is like the basis or the groundwork of the reading. So this is about you embracing a period in time where you are getting more connected to either your fulfillment and happiness, like if you're not really focused on a family, because Ten of Cups is just about ultimate happiness, usually within the family unit, but it doesn't have to be. Some of you are focusing on children, some of you are focusing on family units, the home, maybe a physical house. There's a lot of energy here with the Ten of Cups of just embracing this period of your life where you are embracing home. Right now, Jupiter is in the fourth house of Pisces, which rules home, family, motherhood. And so there's a lot going on for us in this part of our life. It has been for the past year. Many of you could have expanded home, purchased new homes, moved home, added children to the home, whether that's through motherhood or grandparenthood. Some of you could have adopted. Some of you could have also started new businesses at home, felt more connected to renovating and re-inspiring your physical space because Jupiter brings so many blessings to that part of your life. With the Three of Pentacles, you are a person within your family unit that is constantly building, coming up with new ideas, making things work and keeping the foundation strong for the family. You're the one who's doing the paperwork, you're doing the housework, you're taking care of the children, you're tending to your husband, you're making sure mom and dad are good if they're still with you, you're making sure that everything in this ecosystem of your life is running smoothly. And Spirit says, and for that, you've needed a lot of strength. That's that Leo energy. That's that fire energy in you. So you may have a lot of Leo placements. You may also just be someone who has a lot of fire in your chart, but you've needed to be the strong one lately. I really do feel that's resonating throughout this reading, that you're going through a lot of transitions, death and rebirth cycles, needing to honor the changes of your body. You're needing to enjoy the journey, tap into self-worth. And so this Strength card is all about inner self-reliance, being strong, and also making sure that you're taking care of your physical health because Leo rules the heart. So if you've had any heart issues, cardiovascular issues, stress-related changes to your cardiovascular system, this is a reminder to slow down, to take it easy. And also, the lioness just comes to mind with me. When they go out for the hunt, there are multiple. You don't have to do this by yourself. You are part of a community, or, maybe you're just recently becoming a part of one where you have support. And if you don't have that in your life, look for it through the community that you can build through all kinds of different, ways, through maybe your children and their friends, maybe through church if you still go, maybe through working out or going out with moms, getting into your community through community service, maybe trying to get more connected with women at your job or through some type of philanthropy. But there is this beauty and strength that you have had and will continue to build upon. With Queen of Pentacles here, I do also see so many of you really being a basis and a solid foundation within your home. You are the mother, you are the caretaker of the home. You also could be working from home at this time, or you maybe have shifted to being a little bit closer to where you're working out of the home and maybe you have a little side business. But I see a big glow up financially for so many of you, especially if that business is something that you can do at home or related to home and family matters, which is beautiful with that Queen of Pentacles. She is a strength of financial and physical tangible support in our 3D that is good all by herself. She can have her King of Pentacles, but she doesn't need him. For some of you lately, there has been things that have triggered sadness, right? That reminds me of the time of fallow, the card that we pulled earlier about just needing to accept that there could be instances in your life right now where you've had to give things up, where you've lost something, where you're going through a difficult tribulation. A lot of Pisces have had to go through divorces, have had issues with children and paternity, or dealing with issues around custody. You could be dealing with the death of a loved one, things of that nature. So there has been this sadness about you. But I see that in many ways, this was I'm hearing architecture. This is a way that you were supposed to build your life in a new way. So it's almost like the architecture, the foundation, the structure of your everyday life has gone through massive tribulation and changes over the past year with Jupiter in your 4th house of home. So that structures and things that were done and over with, that those things can be kind of let go of, grieved, honored, and released so that you can head in a new direction. So I see here now that person that had their hand over their face is now looking in the 7 of Cups of where to next. The 7 of Cups can mean you're in a period of, I don't know where I'm going. I'm a little bit lost. There's options. I could do this or I could do that. And this gives me the energy, especially with her being in an open field, that you could really go in any direction that you want. There's no need for you to really be scared. There's just opportunity. There's different available situations for you to be able to dive into at this time. What I want you to focus on is what would be the pathway of least resistance and that which is of my highest good. That is where you will need to take these first steps and to heal. That's where the Star card comes in. The Star card is about you going through a period of healing, through a period of restoration. Pluto is going through our 12th house for the next 20 years of us diving deeper into our subconscious, figuring out our spiritual powers, going and dealing with people who are in hospitals and prisons, and there could be mental health issues that come up. But there's also this beauty in uncovering the part of ourselves that really... The Hermit card is telling me that there's also this need to go within, to shut the door, to be in some quiet, to allow yourself to be your own person, and to also really shut out the chatter, the distractions, the projections of others, and go within. This is a beautiful time for rest, for rejuvenation, getting ready for the summertime to really, allow us to just jump to newer heights. I see a lot of change coming in like June, July for the Pisces collective. And right now you need to take it easy, take it slow, integrate the lessons, do your meditation, pray, focus on building up the inner self so that you can be this beautiful person that you're turning into. Here with the Empress, which I thought was our last card, but we have 2 more. The Empress is someone who embraces her divinity. You are powerful. You don't have to work so hard. You're able to bring life into this world. She's fertile, right? So whether this is a physical life, a creation, if you're just beautifying anything in your life. Some of you are beautifying projects you're working on, homes that you live in. There's an energy here of motherhood and the ability to create and be abundant, all while also still being at home. So a lot of you, again, are going to be working in the home, from the home. It'll be something to do with the home. Could even be about women and children. But there's this beauty that you are exuding right now, Pisces, of truly being an empress, of truly being a star. You see that star-studded crown on her head, embracing your queendom, okay? And that's a beautiful thing, to see yourself in the light that God always wanted you to be in, which is one of this elevated energy, who also is so soft. Because we've been talking about the soft girl era for a while. And I really feel like Spirit wants you to embrace this softer period of your life. You may have to slow down a little bit. We didn't get the King of Pentacles. Maybe the money's going to come down a little bit, but it's going to be like a work or a lifestyle, a home life that you enjoy, because it brings you more peace and prosperity in a way that riches could never do. There's an abundance of love and happiness and peace within your home, from you and from those around you. You also had two beautiful cards that snuck in, the Four of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. So there's some kind of desire. That's what I feel coming from these cards. That, like, something you've been wishing for. This is going to be different for absolutely everybody. And Spirit is saying you're about to celebrate. I am seeing this home in the background. And again, this isn't a home, but this is like a little barn, which is a sanctuary. And there's an angel behind it, right? I'm feeling the energy that if you have been desiring like a safe place, a sanctuary, a new place to be able to express yourself, a platform, there's all this good energy coming in of celebration and good karma, fated events in your life that are going to lead you here as well. Your destiny is expanding. Your life is moving forward. There's a blossom that's coming through. You are going to receive your flowers, right? With this Four of Wands, we are celebrating the beginning of something really miraculous taking place in your life, Pisces. So just hold on to the hope that where you're headed is far better than where you've been. And you know what? I want to read to you a quote that I saved on my phone the other day. Give me a sec. It was from May 4th, and it says, "Be the energy that you want to attract, and what is coming is better than what is gone." And that I wrote down, and I didn't know when I was going to use it, when that would be necessary, but that's for you. So be the energy that you want to attract, and what is coming is better than what is gone. There is a new life that you're cultivating, a beautiful garden energy around you, Pisces, where everything is blooming, but also with a slower pace. This isn't going to just be like, whoa, a wildflower rush. I see a garden like slowly blooming over time. And throughout the months, there's different areas of that garden that will be in full bloom and other parts that will be, cast off. And that's okay, because life is about cycles. And if you have a part of the garden that supplies for you in the spring, and a part that provides for you in the summer, and a part that provides for you in the fall and the winter, you will never go hungry. Your well will never run dry. So remember that you can be all these different things. And you can survive, and you can provide, and you can be the structure and the stability for everyone around you. But you must remember to take care of yourself, to appreciate who you are, and to also remember that confidence and love for yourself, and focusing on your wishes and embracing your alone time is going to get you much further than constantly giving until you have nothing left to give. So embrace all these changes, Pisces. I love you so much. For those of you who are mothers out there, happy Mother's Day from the bottom of my heart. I hope that you have a wonderful day, whether your mama's here or not, and embrace this day for all that it has for those around you, if not celebrating for yourself. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another reading. Namaste. Bye, Pisces.